On this week's video, we're taking a look at the AZDOME PG17 Max rear view mirror dashcam system to see how it compares to some of the other systems we've already reviewed on the channel, and to see if this system is actually worth its higher price point. What's up, YouTube, and how's it going today? As you saw on the intro for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at another rear view mirror dashcam system for our 2019 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. This one is actually one of AZDOME's newest systems on the market, and it is the PG17 Max. We've actually had the opportunity to review a few other AZDOME rear view mirror dashcam systems in the past, and they've been all part of our rear view mirror dashcam mini series on the channel. And if you haven't seen any of those videos, make sure to click on the playlist right here, because if you are in the market for a rear view mirror dashcam system, it might be a good source of information to help you decide which system you actually want to buy for your vehicle. As we have reviewed some AZDOME products, and overall I've been impressed by their items, I'm really excited to see what this one has to offer, especially because this one is actually considered AZDOME's flagship system, or at least at the moment, it is their flagship item. The reason this would be considered their flagship system is because this is packed full of features. It features a front-facing integrated 4K resolution camera, which is a Stratus 2 camera, which features some really unique night vision options, and I can't wait to see what those are all about. This system has a 2.5K resolution HDR rear camera. It has built-in Wi-Fi connectivity, which gives you the ability to connect it to a mobile app to access the video content and images that you capture through the system on your mobile device. It also has 24-hour parking monitoring. It has impact recording, locking. It has all the basic features that a lot of the other systems will have, but it also includes smart driving aids. So with this system, you have the ability to turn on some smart driving features, which will actually indicate vehicles and items around your vehicle to notify you that they're approaching so that you can avoid them in different situations. Again, we'll show you guys that later in the later parts of this video, but I am super excited to see what that's all about. As this system is part of our mini series, what we're going to do in today's video is pretty much the same as what we've done on all the other videos. We're going to go ahead and unbox this. Well, it's already unboxed, but we're going to unbox it to show you guys what comes with this product. We'll then go ahead and show you guys how I installed this so that you can see the step-by-step process on how you would go ahead and install it in your vehicle. Then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the features and functionality of the screen and the mobile app. And then to wrap the testing part up, we're going to go ahead and capture some content to show you guys the image quality of both the screen and the recordings in both the day and the night. And then to wrap the video up, I'm going to come back and give you guys my final thoughts and opinions about the system and my general thoughts on how it compares to some of the other items I've reviewed on this channel. So let's go ahead and get into the unboxing to show you guys what comes with this system. So let's go ahead and take a look at the AZDOME PG17 Max and show you guys all the components it comes with. The first item we're going to take a look at is, of course, the main item, which is the 12-inch mirror screen. Overall, guys, I have to say this screen looks pretty much the exact same as the PG17 that we previously reviewed on the channel, which isn't surprising because the PG17 Max is supposed to be an upgraded version of the PG17. One thing to know about these screens is that, yes, they're designed to be a 12-inch wide screen, but the screen actually doesn't go to the full width or the full height. And the reason is because the screens have this black bezel around the edge. This screen does also act as a rear view mirror. As you can see, when the screen is off, there is a mirror surface on it, which gives you the ability to use it as a rear view mirror when they have the screen turned on. So dual purpose system. Can use it as a screen or use as the rear view mirror. The screen does have a protective film on it. You can see that because we've got the AZDOME logo on here. We've got a few tips on the middle. And for installation, we would just simply go ahead and remove the screen protector during the installation. On the back of the screen, we've got 2 anchor points for mounting this screen onto your factory mirror using the rubber bands. On there, they've got some protective, or I guess rubber pads, which will protect your rear view mirror from getting scratched up. On this side, we've got either, I believe it's either a speaker or it's a cooling fan, which is designed to, either keep the system cool or used to protect sound. We've got our AZDOME label here with all the product information. In the middle, we've got more cooling vents, I should say. We've got a reset button right there. And below, we've got 2 mic ports, which I believe on the bottom side also have 2 other mic inputs as well. On the far side, we've got our front-facing camera, which is also adjustable, so you can easily turn that to angle it in the angle you need to. And then on the top of the unit, we've got our GPS input. We've got our micro SD port, and in there, we've actually got a 64 micro SD card that comes with the system. We've got our rear view camera port right there, and we've got our USB power port at the last one. On the bottom, we've got 1 single button, and that is the power button, which will give you the ability to turn on and off the screen so that you can either use it as a rear view mirror or capture the content. Overall, pretty standard mirror system. The quality of the craftsmanship looks great. I don't see any cracks or dents or cheap parts. It looks quality. So, as usual, AZDOME, pretty good item. Along with the mirror, we also have some accessory items, and the first one we're going to take a look at is the DC plug adapter. This is designed to plug into the dash, I call it the cigarette lighter, but I know it's no longer called that, but your DC port on your dash. On that end, on the other end, we've got our USB port, or USB-C port, and what's really nice about this one is they also have a USB port built into it so that you can not only use this to power your system, but can also use it to charge other items. The next cord we have is our GPS antenna. So it has this box here that is designed to be mounted on the dash or high up on your vehicle. And we've got a cord and a plug. Next cord we have is our rear view camera. So this is the camera that we're going to run to the back of the vehicle. With this, we've got our cord here. We've got a quick disconnect part here. We've got this red trigger wire, which can be used if you want the system to engage in a reverse mode when you go into reverse. I will not be using that today, but it is an option you can add. The camera comes with an adjustable mount, which, is very useful. I'm actually using a double one on my vehicle, but if you are mounting this for the first time, this is a very handy item to use. With this system or that camera, you also get a double-sided piece of tape to adhere it, or screws, depending on which way you want to mount it. Along with the 3 wires, we have our 2 different sizes of rubber bands, which are used to connect to these anchor points and wrap it around the factory mirror. We then also have an anti-glare film. These are great, but also I kind of hate them too because they're a little difficult to install. Of course, we're going to try and do it, and I hope I do end up doing a pretty good job in it, because I hate when I get a little bit of dirt or bubbles in it and it just overall looks poor. So we'll give this a shot and we'll show you how to do that. To do that, they also provide you with these wipes here. You got a wet wipe and a dry wipe. Along with tools, they also give you a pry tool right there that gives you the ability to pry some of your trim panels to run all the cords. And then to mount the cords, they've also provided with you these peel and stick cord anchors, which you can use to do different things with. Finally, the last thing we have is a microfiber towel, which is used to clean the surface off of the mirror. And of course, instructions, which give you full details on how to use this system. And of course, guys, like AZDOME always does, they've provided a full colored packaging, which is a nice touch because it looks high-end and doesn't look like a simple brown box. The first step of the installation, if desired, is to go ahead and apply the anti-glare screen protector onto the screen. To do this, you're going to first go ahead and remove the packaging film from the screen. Then you're going to take the provided wet wipe and go ahead and clean the screen to get rid of any marks or any debris that may have already attached itself on the screen. Once that's done, you're going to go ahead and use the dry wipe to make sure nothing else is on the screen. Then you're going to take the anti-glare screen protector and remove the back side of the film, which releases the sticky side. Then you're going to place the screen protector carefully onto the screen, starting from one end and working your way all the way along using a squeegee until you apply the entire thing. Once you're satisfied with the position of it and secured it, you can go ahead and remove the protective film from the outside of the anti-glare screen protector. For myself, unfortunately, I was doing this outside and it's not the best environment for this, and I ended up with a little bit of debris or dirt in behind the screen protector. I wasn't satisfied with it, so I went ahead and simply removed it. The first mounting option is the non-permanent option, where you simply mount the screen onto the existing stock mirror. To do this, you're going to take the rubber bands, you're going to flip the screen around, and simply go ahead and hook the rubber bands onto the top side hooks. Then you're going to go ahead and place the screen on the front face of the mirror and simply go ahead and wrap the straps around the top end all the way down around the bottom and simply go ahead and latch them on to the bottom hooks. The next mounting option is the more permanent option, where you actually go ahead and replace the stock mirror with the new screen. To do this, you're going to have to acquire the mounting bracket and a universal ball mount. The first steps to this mounting process is to go ahead and remove the rubber pads from the backside of the screen. Then you're going to go ahead and remove the 4 screws that are located under those rubber pads. Once that's completed, you can then go ahead and remove the hooks on the backside. Once the hooks are removed, you're going to take the back plate, position it on the back, and go ahead and reattach it using the screws that you just removed. Then you're going to take the universal ball mount and simply go ahead and attach it to the back plate using the screws that came with the universal ball mount. Then you're going to set that aside, and the next step is to go ahead and remove the factory mirror. What you need to do is remove the plastic cover from the backside of the arm. In behind there, you're going to see a connection for the powered option. If you have it, you're going to disconnect that. Then you're going to simply go ahead and pull on the mirror at an angle, and it should release from the ball joint of the arm. The next step is to run the power cord for the system and the camera cord for the rear camera that's going to be located at the back of your vehicle. Each vehicle is going to be different, so I didn't really show it here, but once you've run those cords, you're then simply going to go ahead and connect them to the screen. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the features and functionality that the screen have to offer for this system. When the screen loads up, it's going to load straight to the image view page. This one, it loaded to the split view where you see the front view and the rear view together. To switch views, you can actually go ahead and simply swipe left or right, and it'll switch to the views. Now we're looking at the front view, and we do it again, we're looking at the rear. On this page, you can actually do two different swipe options. If you're on the left side of the screen and you scroll up and down, it's going to actually rotate the camera to change the angle of it. So you can go down, we can go up, or we can position it right in the middle. Then on the other side, if you go up and down, it's actually going to change the brightness. You see going down, change the brightness, and then we take it back up. If we swipe one more time, it'll take us to this page here. Then if we click on the image, we're going to get our sub menu. At the top, you have a recording. So you can see it's counting. That means it is recording. Then it says 4K. It tells you what camera resolution we're recording in. It does have a time date at the top here and in the top corner, which is hard to see for you guys, I know, but it is like a GPS location, Wi-Fi, memory card, all the information about the system. Then at the bottom here, we have our buttons. We have our home button, our record button, our camera button, our mute microphone button, our lock screen option, and then our switch views. And then over here, we have our voice command. Yes, this system does have voice command engaged in it. Let's just quickly take a look at the home option. If you click home, it's going to take you to here. This is like the home menu. If you click recording, it's going to take you back to the recording pages. Smart driving is a feature where if you click on this, it's going to show you some smart driving options. We'll explain that in a bit. We basically, well, I guess ADAS is basically the option that helps with front detection action that's going on. So you can turn that on and off and calibrate it. Then you have BSD, which is blind spot. So behind us, it's going to basically tell you if a car is coming too close to you from behind. Then you have LCA, which is lane departure or lane calibration, basically letting you know if somebody's in your blind spot or next to you when you're doing lanes. So we'll go through and show all that in the image quality testing. We have File Explorer, which is if you come in here, it's going to show you what images are on this system or in the memory card. You can see front and rear. You can also click it and watch the videos. You can see this is the video from just a few seconds ago. On this page, you can go ahead and I believe you just can go back. You can go back. But you can also go ahead and lock that image if you want to keep it on the memory card, or you can simply go ahead and even delete it by hitting delete. You can also see videos that are locked. We have nothing that's been locked in here. And then we can also see images by clicking here. Where again, we have no images here. If we go back, the next thing we have are general settings. If we click on the general settings, we're going to get all the features on how you can set this up. For example, you can change the resolution of the cameras. You can choose how much loop recording, light source frequency, G settings. And here, if you click this, you can change the settings of when the system will record something on an impact. Right now we have it set on low. We'll keep it on low. You have G parking mode, G sensor. That is basically if someone were to hit your vehicle, the system will wake up and start recording when it's parked. We also have our time-lapse parking modes. Right now we have that closed, and we can choose that to what we want. We can also go ahead and change the lapse parking duration. So right now we have it set on 24 hours, meaning when we get out of the vehicle, it's actually going to continue recording for 24 hours. But that only works if you have the hard wiring kit, not if you're using the plug-in DC plug adapter. The reason is, well, I guess maybe it depends on your vehicle, but in this vehicle, in Jeep Wrangler, the DC plug adapter turns off when the vehicle's off, so it doesn't have any power for the system. So you do need to have it hardwired the Jeep. You can also do audio, timestamp, all these different things you can turn on for the general settings. Then we have system settings. So this is a little different. This is about other things you can do. So volume control, we can turn the volume up and down. Actually, let's go ahead and turn that off. Actually, let's leave it at 3 because we're going to show you stuff. Then we got keytones. You can turn that on or off. Right now, we'll leave that off. Screensaver, basically you can set whether this screen goes into a screensaver mode after a minute or so. We'll leave that off because I want to keep my system on. Speed, English, satellite information, Wi-Fi bands. Wi-Fi info we're going to actually show you that in a bit when we go to connect our phone and go through the app and what you can do with that. Voice recording, you can decide if you want to turn that on and off. Display dates, you can format your SD card, and then default settings and even version, where you can click and see the version of what we're looking at. So if you go back now, so let's go back to recording. The next ones we have here are our record button. Basically, if we press that, it's going to turn off the recording. If we turn that back on, it's going to turn the recording back on. If we click this, the one in the middle, it's going to take a snapshot of both the front and the rear at the same time. We can then go ahead and mute the microphone so that it doesn't record or doesn't activate when we're driving. And then we can also lock the image. So if we have something happening in front of us, or we can quickly hit this button and it will lock the recording. So you can see now it's yellow. That means that this recording is being locked and it won't be over recorded on the SD card. It's actually be something you'd have to delete yourself. And then we can easily unlock that. I guess the next thing to show you is voice commands. You can go switch camera, switch camera. And then the next thing to show you guys is the voice recording. Show front camera. Show rear camera. There are a bunch of other words you can say here. You can see turn off Wi-Fi. You can say turn off screen. And yeah, a few other options they've shown here, but it's very limited in what you can do, but it does have a few commands, which is nice when you want to, your hands on the steering wheel and you want to say show front camera. You can easily do that without having to hit the screen. So it is a nice little tool, but how much you use it depends on what you're recording and what you're doing. So now let's go ahead and connect or pull up our Wi-Fi app and go ahead and connect the app and show you all about that. So for the mobile app, the first thing we need to go ahead and do is connect our phone to the screen. To do this, we're going to click on System Settings. Then we're going to scroll down to Wi-Fi Info. Once you're on this page, you're going to go ahead and toggle it to the on position. Then you're going to go to your mobile device. And on your mobile device, you're going to go to Wi-Fi Connections. You're going to open that up. Then you're going to go ahead and find the SSID for the Wi-Fi for the system, which is PG17 Max _ 3466592D. Yours might be different, but mine is this right now. You're going to click that and then go ahead and enter the password. Once connected, you're going to leave the screen and open up your AZDOME mobile app. Unfortunately, guys, at this point, I wanted to actually show you guys a screen recording of the mobile app on my phone. Unfortunately, for some random reason, I wasn't able to do that. And the best I was able to get was a screen capture. So we're going to use this image to kind of go through and explain all the features that are available. Once you have the device connected to your system, it's going to take you to the live video preview. On this preview, it's going to show you either the front or the rear, and you can know which one you're on by first off looking at the image, but also in the top right corner, you're going to either see an F or an R, which is going to indicate whether you're on the front or the rear. You can't see it here, but in the top right corner, you're actually going to have a flashing red circle, which is going to indicate if you're recording or not. On the bottom of the live view, we have a couple options here. We have a SD normal, which indicates you have a normal SD card in. Then you have snapshot. You can actually click snapshot, and that's going to go ahead and take a photo of both the front and the rear at the same time. Then it shows you the resolution for the cameras that's currently set up. And then the last option here is actually the maximization button, where if you click that, it's going to take you to a full view on your mobile device. Below that, we've got some options to choose from. We've got device album. In here, you're going to find all the videos and images that you've captured with your system. In the album, you can actually view them, save them, or even go ahead and delete them. The next button you have is recording. Obviously, if you click that, it's going to turn on the recording. If you click it again, it's going to turn off the recording. Then you've got your audio recording button, which gives you the option to mute or unmute the microphone. Then you've got a switch mode button. For some reason, this button actually doesn't work for the system. Maybe it's a button that's available with some of the other systems, but for this one, it didn't actually do anything. It just said not supported. Then you've got switch camera button, where if you click that, it's going to switch your live video preview from the front to the rear. Last button we have here is video resolution. In here, you can actually go ahead and select which resolution you want the cameras to be functioning in. And then the last thing you do on the mobile app is you can actually go to the settings option in the very top right corner. And in here, you're going to find all the same settings that were available on the screen. Again, guys, sorry I wasn't able to show you guys a screen recording. I really wanted to show you guys that. But hopefully with this screen capture, you were still able to get a good understanding of what you can do in the mobile app. As you can see, there's a little bit of difference between the front camera and the rear camera. And this is because the front-facing camera is using a 4K resolution camera, where the rear is only using a 2.5K resolution camera. And because of this, you end up with a difference in clarity and a difference in the colors. The rear camera just isn't quite as capable as the front one. And this is a little bit disappointing because the rear camera is the main camera that I end up using on my Jeep Wrangler. Then when we switch over to the night vision, this is where we find the biggest downfall to the system, and it has to do with headlight glaring. As you can see, this system can't handle headlights when they're right behind the vehicle. Unfortunately, it flares up the screen and you can see nothing behind you but a big white blob. It does seem like in this recording that the recording of the rear image is a little bit better than the image that shows up on the screen. This might be due to the fact that the screen image is being projected and I'm recording at night and the way the light's hitting it. But I'll tell you guys that the screening at night is not much better than what it shows in this recording. When I'm driving, I can barely see anything out the back with the headlights flaring. It's just unusable. The first smart driving feature that we're going to test out is the ADAS. This system is designed to work with the front-facing camera, and what it does is it tracks objects in front of your vehicle. As you can see here, it's tracking all of the parked cars, the cars driving, it's giving little green boxes, and that pretty much is just like an indication, which can be turned off, but basically it tracks those items on the screen. The system gives you notifications letting you know when cars are too close in front of you, when you're tailgating, when something merging, when a vehicle leaves in front of you. It does a bunch of different things, and just to let you guys know, you can customize what each of these items are, but it does give you a bunch of different notifications. The next system we're going to test out is the BSD. This is designed to work with the rear-facing camera.
Show
and
rear
what it
camera.
does is it basically tracks behind the vehicle and directly behind the vehicle and notifies you of different situations. The system does need to auto-calibrate before it's fully engaged. It does have a manual calibration if you want to choose that, but the auto-calibration is super easy to use. Once calibrated, the system will basically let you know if a vehicle is too close behind you, if you should expect an impact, a bunch of different information involving the rear vehicle. With this system, you do have the ability to turn on and off voice notifications. I felt like the voice notifications for the system are a little bit Asian. You know, they have a little bit of an Asian accent. They're not a regular English or North American voice. They have a particularly strong accent to them. So for myself, I probably wouldn't keep it on, but it is a nice feature to just kind of have on if you're not a great driver and you need that additional assistance. The last smart driving feature is the LSD. This is your lane detection or departure system. It's basically a little bit of a blind spot system. And what this does is it works with the rear facing camera. And once auto calibrated, it's going to give you notifications of when a vehicle is near the side of your vehicle. And how it does this is it actually has a red flashing bar on the side that lets you know if a vehicle's there so that you don't make an unsafe lane change. So one thing I want to mention about the smart driving features is, unfortunately, with this system, you're actually not able to run all three at the same time, unlike some of the other systems we've tested out. With this system, you can only run one of them, or at least you can only run the front or the rear. You can't run front and the rear at the exact same time. Kind of disappointing because, as I said, other competitors have made it work. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps up the testing part for today's video. And hopefully at this point, you have a good understanding of what the system comes with, how to install it, how it functions, and how it performs. Overall, in my opinion, I do think that this system is actually a really good system to buy, and I think it might be worth the higher price point. That being said, I do have to tell you guys that this system is actually not one of the best systems we've reviewed on the channel. It is definitely better than some of the poor quality systems we've reviewed earlier on this mini series, but unfortunately, it is not at the top of the chart. The reason is because this system does a lot of good things. You know, it's a great product, comes with everything you need, has a great, easy user interface to understand, but where this system falls short is one key factor that dropped it down from the top of my list, and that has to do with the rear camera. Unfortunately, I feel that the system doesn't have the best rear camera possible. The reason I'm saying that is because I've compared it to some other ones in the same price point, and the other ones have clearer, crisper cameras that work better in both the day and the night, where this one is kind of subpar. And honestly, because this is their flagship one, I expected it to be a little bit better than the previous PG17 Pro. I feel that they actually might be using the same cameras for the rear, and I think that was a mistake. I think they needed to upgrade it. Some of the other systems that are out in the market are using Stratus 2 cameras for the rear as well as the front, and I think that's what they need to do for their next generation one. So I do hope that they are watching this video because, you know, I hope they take in my feedback and I hope they consider it for the next versions because they need to compete in this market, and this market is improving the cameras in the back. And the reason this was one of the key factors that dropped this down on my list is because the only reason I got into rear view mirror dash cams And these systems is because with the Jeep and the oversized tire in the rear, I couldn't see out the back of with the factory mirror, so I needed a camera that was good enough. But what I've experienced while testing all these out is a lot of them have really bad cameras for the rear. Better front cameras, but bad rear ones. So my main goal is still try and find one that satisfies my visibility at the back. And to do that, you need high quality rear-facing cameras. That being said, if you are in the market for a rear view mirror dash cam system for your vehicle, and you are looking for more information about this system or looking to purchase one, what you can do is click the link right here or the link in the description below. Before I wrap up today's video, I do want to say thank you to AZDOME for sending me this unit and giving me the opportunity to test it out and create this video for you guys. What's really cool to see about the AZDOME brand is that they are continuously evolving their product, and hopefully, I can't wait to see what they come out with the next generation, which hopefully better have a better rear-facing camera. And to wrap this video up, if you have any questions or comments about anything I've shown in today's video, feel free to comment below and I'll do the best to answer them. Hopefully you did enjoy this video and hopefully it was informative. And if you're in the market for a rear view mirror dash cam, I hope this video helped you make a decision on which rear view mirror dash cam system to buy for your vehicle. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Keep evolving, and we'll see you guys on the next video.